Christopher versus Lawrence, and as you can see up there in the deck title, we have found an undefeated Kewl Tune duelist. And John Alexi, I know you are quite the fan of the deck, right? You've experienced a lot with it. Wait, what was that hand gesture, though? I assume it was just the main phase that was entered, and it will be Christopher who goes first here. So we will first see from the fusion deck in the room, which is the Lunalight strategy. Second place, World Championship finisher, of course, where it was in the hands of Tom Kleinegreber, but it's now Christopher who is going to present the deck to us.
And the Lunalight strategy, I really like it, to be honest, because in this format, yes, this is not the best deck, but this is one of the sleeper in this meta game. You still have such a strong win condition, being able to special summon those two big monsters, those two Liger Dancers, and a lot of decks in the format, they don't have a solution to try to out them. You have to get something in the side deck, like some Kaijus, for example, or Lava Golem, which has seen so much more plays trying to out some threats, and especially those Liger Dancers. One thing, though, is very interesting, is that the Kewl Tune strategy plays usually a lot of end interactions. So we might see Lawrence being able to stop Christopher in his tracks.
Let's see whether that will be possible, but Christopher for sure already had the perfect discard there for the Serenade dance, so he's grooving, he's dancing, and I mean, he's also undefeated, of course, so far in the tournament, so certainly a sign of him being successful. And I mean, when we're going through the new options in the format, the branded Dracotail deck, it used to play Titanic Lad, which wasn't out to the Liger Dancer. Now, with all the new cards that are coming into the extra deck, though, recently, there oftentimes is not space for that anymore, so it doesn't really have an out to Liger Dancer usually.
But there's some more spice being added to that deck, and you can also decide to run the Magistus cards. You can play the Spencer package, and that actually has an in-engine out by summoning the Synchro monster, equipping it with a fusion monster card, so fusion effects can't be activated by the opposing duelist, which targets the player, and then you can boost your attack and run over it.
Yeah, okay, that's very cool.
But I agree, the classic Dracotail branded version that is running around now a lot.
And to add up on that, because we have seen the metagame breakdown, the second most represented deck, in fact, is Radiant Typhoon, and I think that deck also just naturally doesn't have an out to also the Liger Dancer, so pretty much a pretty solid meta call here on Christopher's end, and maybe we will see Lunalight doing very, very, very well in this weekend.
The good thing for Radiant Typhoon is that with Lava Golems, they have easy outs, or actually also the severe mode of the Winged Dragon of Ra, because your normal summon is not the most important thing for you.
Absolutely, but the problem is that nowadays people are just aware that Lava Golem is played in almost every single side of the Radiant Typhoon. So what you do is that you try to do a loop where you end on only one monster, one Liger Dancer, and then, I mean, your opponent is not able to out it with the Lava Golem.
No hesitation from Lawrence here. Polymerization activated, immediately answered by one of the less popular Psy frames. It definitely always was the main show for Gamma, but this, of course, is Delta being activated here onto the spell card.
And I think he's one of the cool ones, to be honest. I really love Delta. I really love Delta.
You mean one of the cool ones?
One of the cool ones. And now we are going to special summon the driver, of course, from the deck and not from the hand, which is some good news. Usually it comes out of the hand.
But yeah,
the good thing about the Kewl Tune strategy is that you are able to play some very strong cards like the Psy Frame Gear, Delta and Gamma. Now we're going to see if Christopher has something to just keep playing. I think he might be able to keep playing, but maybe Lawrence has some more hand interaction to stop that. We know that there are some Ash Blossom usually, something like Ghost Bell can also be used. And might be very strong.
Yeah. But at this point you have 3 monsters on the field already, bunch of cards in hand still. How impactful are these hand traps going to be? The Yellow Marten is going to be negated here. So 2 cards in a row being negated from Lawrence. He said this is the choke point for your deck. This is where it can stop you from playing completely. But is that the case?
I mean, yeah, usually you use the Ghost Bell on the fusion effect because you try to prevent your opponent from banishing from the graveyard. We chose to use it here preemptively. Will it be enough or not?
I mean, worst case scenario, we have 2 level 4 monsters, turn that into a Dugaris and just go ahead and draw 2 more cards. But wait, hold on, we're in the end phase. There's no way. There is no way Christopher cannot do anything with all of those monsters on the field and passes it over to Lawrence.
That's just a bunch of birdies here on the field because you're locked out of the extra deck. You use Silverhound immediately.
Of course.
So, yeah, you're
and now the show starts, ladies and gentlemen. The Kewl Tunes are out, and we're starting things off here with, of course, the spell card Synchro Overtake. Oh, yeah, read it. Yep.
So basically, this is literally deployment fusion. But for the synchro monsters, you reveal a monster from your extra deck and you can special summon one of the materials which are stated on the card. So it will be either Mix or for the Remix or the Rico.
That is just a phenomenal extender here. But of course, Kaleido Chic was used to send a Liger Dancer to the graveyard, and Silverhound is not only a starter but also an interruption, so we got to negate that.
We've got the Synchro, and the Synchro is a very good card. Not only you can activate this card once, but twice per turn, which is something very special in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta game.
Oh yeah.
And you can add a Kewl Tune monster from your deck to the hand. Here we are going to add the main starter, the Kewl Tune Q, which is so good going first, a little bit worse going second. But in that situation, in that case, since there is not any threat on the opponent's field, you can just literally take this card and special summon something from the deck. Usually what you special summon is the Red Nova, such a good card. But we'll see what's going to be the following.
Okay, we use the effect now immediately of Q. And it feels like Christopher doesn't have a clue what's going on here from Lauren's side, as we gotta say Kewl Tune is one of the less represented decks in the room.
Yeah.
Actually, Lunalight has crippled up a little bit because it is now represented even more than Malice in the tournament at the moment. So we are actually seeing quite a bit of it and people making that meta decision to bring it. But we do not see that much of the Kewl Tune deck.
And here this is very interesting because we chose to special summon the Rico out of the deck while we saw that Red Nova was played. Very interesting decision from Lawrence. Grabbing here the Kewl Tune mix with the Rico. I really love all those interactions. The fact that you can use monsters from the hand to synchro summon, and the fact that, you know, it's like you get the Rico and then you get the remix, then you get the mix, and everything just works together very well.
Well, I mean, Christopher was starting the dance
Look
quite
at that.
obviously with the
Look
7-8
at
dance,
that.
but now the tune is really going for Lawrence on the upper end.
And I was thinking for 1 second, what card is this? What Kewl Tune card? But this is the Altar of Effect Veiler that was used for this.
Of course.
I
do remember that one. I pulled that one.
I know, I was with you. I was
And
so happy for you.
That's a very good
I
thing
can
with
tell.
Kewl Tune, is that you are able to use your hand interactions. For example, the Delta that we saw earlier, but also the Effect Veiler right now. You can use them because they are tuners, so you can use them from the hand, which means that even going first, the Delta is not a card that you cannot use. You can use it during your combo. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I mean, for the newer people that are not so familiar with Kewl Tune, the general concept, of course, of synchro summoning is using a tuner and a non-tuner. But explain to us how the Kewl Tune deck gets around that, because they are not doing it the usual way, because I think for this, we just use 2 tuners, technically.
Absolutely, and that's the cool thing about Kewl Tune, is that you can use 2 tuners, one from your field, and you can even use tuners from your hand if they are used as a synchro material. So here we saw that Effect Value, which is the second tuner, was used from the hand because you do not require specifically some Kewl Tune monsters. So that's pretty cool, and that's a mechanic that I really like. It allows you to just rely on something else that's some body presence.
Definitely. So Lawrence is just able to play through this. Is Kewl Tune a deck that is able to get 8,000 points of damage in 1 turn, or is it a deck that is struggling with that more?
No, to be honest, I mean, you kind of struggle to end the game very fast, so I don't think Lawrence will be able to end the game, but he will put so much threats on the field that it's going to be very hard for Christopher to win the game on the next turn, especially considering the fact that, thanks to Q, he checked the top deck, and we saw that it was a pro.
I mean, there's plenty of ways to win a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! You can do it fast, you can also take your sweet time, and honestly, I also love the artworks on these cards. This looks like such a cool club. Basti, you're from Berlin. So do you think if you turn up with a Kewl Tune deck, you get into some famous party places?
Surely you do. I mean, you gotta also then get the tune going. You have to sing in front of the location then. But besides that, they're definitely an easy entry ticket to all kind of locations.
And I mean, you could see that we had a second normal summon. So for those who are not familiar with the Kewl Tune deck, the field spell allow you to normal summon another tuner in addition to your usual normal summon. So that's what we did by normal summoning the mix, which let us add another name to the hand. So that's pretty interesting. And on top of that, you talked about the fact that we could end the game maybe with the deck. And the field spell helps you with that because it allows you to get some more attack points to your boss monster, the big Loudness War.
I mean, you're saying boss monster, but it's a level 6 monster. You don't see that very often. Some rank 6 monsters can count as
It's very loud.
It is very loud.
Loudness War also is like a cool interruption on the opposing turn because it can just steal the effects of the graveyard Kewl Tune monsters that have the effects that trigger when they are getting synchro summoned off.
Yeah.
So, or used as synchro material. So you actually get to pop, you get to look at the extra deck or banish something randomly from the extra deck and then see what your opponent might be playing. That is pretty neat.
Yeah, it almost feels like Lawrence is going first as he just gets to do whatever he likes here. And I mean, one thing about the Lunalight deck is when it goes first, it tries to bring out Liger Dancer and win that way, so it has a very easy game plan. And going second, it is a deck that is more so relying on field-breaking cards. Like we see Book of Eclipse oftentimes in the deck. We see, of course, cards like Forbidden Droplet. And I don't think there's many hand interactions. Yeah,
Heavy Polymerization is
even
such
better.
a good card. And during this turn 3, it might be a decisive card.
Oh, and we took a Perfume Dancer out. That might actually be helpful because this one actually keeps you in your combos, especially when you're low on resources. Adds a Perfume from the deck to the hand. Not anymore, it won't. Also, it's another Lunalight name that is out of the extra deck because you need to send a Lunalight fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard in order to activate the effect of Liger Dancer.
All right, let's see, Christopher. Looks like we are trying to add back Polymerization. Oh. Only the Polymerization, as it seems. What is next here on this end? Can Lawrence just keep on going with the groove here? I could, like, honestly, it looks so impressive right now. But that is only the battle phase. So as you were already kind of suggesting, not the best maybe at knocking down the life point total in one go.
Almost. Oh. Well, we almost got him.
Sure. Leo never was that great with math, so
that is true.
But we set up something very interesting for the next turn because the remix that you can see right now on the field is something that can act as an interaction on the opponent's turn. It is not an interaction by itself, but during the opponent's turn you can literally just tribute it and special summon a tuner from your graveyard and add another one to your hand. So you can use it to special summon some Kewl Tune monsters or to add back some hand interactions.
Ooh, that's very strong. But also, very important question here. With the Kewl Tune remix, you can synchro summon on your opponent's turn as well as an interruption. Is there a chance, is there a way to get into some out-of-engine synchro summons? Because I feel like we've used up some of the Kewl Tune cards yet. Can we go into something bigger there?
Absolutely. You have the ability to go into the starters, for example. The starters, which is so important. Of course, you need some non-tuners, so you will need something like, for example, Driver, which is a non-tuner. But apart from that...
That one's in banishment right now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very much.
So you're telling me you want to hard draw the Driver?
I mean, no, you don't want that. But you want to use the Gamma or the Delta on the opponent's turn or on your turn, for example, on the Purulia, which would be activated in the draw phase, and all of a sudden you use them. You make Synchro Started Dragon, and Exile Synchron just revive the level 2 and makes a level 10. So sometimes you play Stardust cards, or you can play something like a Dispatter or cards like that.
Dispatter seems reasonable to me, but we, I think, have activated the Multiarmy Purulia in the draw phase on Christopher's end. Maybe it is about a Nibiru there that could possibly come. I don't really know what else it would be.
Or alternatively, you don't really know what is going on with your opponent's deck, and you're like, hey, maybe you play some cards that come from that. I'm not doing anything with this card anyway, so maybe I can get a draw, a Destiny draw that looks like Christopher needs in this situation. Lawrence is really well set up with all of those cards in the graveyard. You have the field spell for follow-up.
Okay, I think immediately on the gold layer we want to use the effect of Loudness War, trying to negate it. And that works.
It's so loud right now, dude.
It does work.
And we destroy it thanks to the effect of Mix. which was banished by the Loudness War.
Yeah.
And one thing which is pretty cool, by the way, playing this pattern, is that you can literally protect yourself from Nibiru. Let's think about it. If someone activates a Purulia in draw phase, you gamma it, then you go into Axial Synchrone, you go into this pattern, and all of a sudden, if you banish something from your opponent's deck or extra deck, for example with Q or with Clip, then you are protected. You have a negate.
However, I think if you, with any deck, if you gamma a draw phase Purulia, I think you're in a decent spot.
Yeah,
I think that's not exclusive to the Kewl
True
Tunes.
that.
No, definitely not. But Christopher still now able to activate the graveyard effect of Yellow Martin, getting himself the Lunalight fusion. And I mean, our polymerization was denied, but is there any way to stop the second try of getting a fusion monster onto the field? I do not really know.
But what are you going to summon out? Because the Perfume Dancer, it's gone.
But we are running 2 Perfume Dancer at
Really?
least.
Oh, that's...
Of course, yeah.
Well, then that's not that great of a hit.
Yeah. Hitting both
I mean,
would have
it
been
depends.
nice.
It depends. Maybe you can use the effect of Clip during the opponent's turn and try to hit the second one, but that would be insanely lucky, to be honest.
That is true. I don't think you want to be relying on that.
No.
Okay.
Well, Christopher is relying on much more consistent strategies there with trying to just somehow get out a Lunalight Liger Dancer and then see what happens.
Shall find out. Is that the moment for Lunalight Fusion? Lunalight Tiger is already in the pendulum zone. It has done its trick. It has summoned back from the graveyard once. But as we all know, that card can easily be put back into the hand, then again be activated, and then can bring back more monsters from the graveyard. Back in the day, of course, I think the most popular combination was Zephyros actually bringing that card back into the hand.
And Yellow Martin, of course.
Yeah, that of course as well. But we are now sending another Silverhound into the graveyard.
And to be honest, I've got a feeling that Christopher is in a pretty good spot right now because there are so many resources while Lorenz has a limited amount of interactions.
Oh, the Tiger King! Another old school card. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist has been called. And are we using the effect?
Oh, we can't, I guess?
Are we locked into Lunalights already?
I guess so.
Gotta be, yeah.
That makes this turn a lot tougher. Which effects do lock you? Silverhound, of course, does. But have we activated something else? Because it couldn't be Yellow Martin, right? Because that one was played in the Orcus deck as well, 2019, a lot.
I think it might have been the Kaleido Chick. But Kaleido Chick doesn't know.
It shouldn't.
It really shouldn't, but now polymerization. Okay, we cannot go fusion summon, so we cannot go exceed summon, so we go fusion summon instead. Perfume Dancer. Okay, we're trying to recycle that polymerization as well.
Are we Kewl Tunes or are we Dancers? What is going to happen next?
It's pretty hard for the Kewl Tune player right now because there are not a lot of stuff to try to interact with Christopher. And yeah, you might have banished one copy of the Perfume Dancer, but the second one is right there on the field, and that's no good news for you.
That is so strong. Do you at some point have the chance to just summon out a Liger Dancer randomly and then sit on it? Or is it going to still be a hard push? I don't know what the cards in hand are. I think we have used the Kaleido Chick as fusion material, so we get back the fusion.
We have already done that, yep. The fusion is back in hand.
Yep.
We also still have the Lunalight fusion, so that looks good. But I think one crucial thing here so far in this game, Christopher has not had access to the Lunalight Masquerade yet. So fusion summoning, he has to do it the old school way so far. He has to just use monsters on the field and in the hand, which can work. As we see, we have successfully finally brought out the first fusion monster. It's just so much more chill to also use cards from the graveyard, right?
But Kaleido Chick now is a Leo Dancer, so we can summon out the Liger Dancer. You need Masquerade sometimes if you don't have the Leo Dancer on field. But right now we have...
Trust Chip probably.
Must be, gotta be.
So we can't be locked.
Yeah.
Huh.
We must have missed something.
Okay, here comes... Which fusion do we use? Polymerization or Lunalight fusion? Oh, first of all, the Perfume, okay. Oh, we bring back the Lunalight Perfume Dancer. I mean, only fitting, right? Bringing back the Perfume Dancer with the Lunalight Perfume to trigger the cross sheep here. That's massive.
No, but we don't have the Leo Dancer on the field anymore. We have the Kaleido Chick. Can we use that effect again? I do not think that we have so many Leo Dancers in our extra deck. Question is, can we do it? We have the Lunalight Fusion as well. That is an option.
Can we make it happen? Christopher really thinking every move through, but it feels like he's getting there. But the one remaining thing that you always want to see as the Lunalight player is still, and of course, the Liger Dancer, the most feared Lunalight card of them all. And only when you get to summon out that so powerful boss monster, you kind of know that it is your game.
Yeah.
But so far, Christopher has not been able to do so.
I mean, the deck has a limited... Okay. So we use Kaleido Chick, easy peasy.
Oh, Lunalight Fusion. Okay, but there is a response. We are going to banish the effect Veiler. Will we be able to negate it? I feel like we are. Wait.
Ready right now. So the Kewl Tune is going to go second once again. Will the Lunalight player, Christopher, be able to special summon the Liger Dancer? Because during the last game, we were not able to see the boss monster.
That's a surprise, everyone! We have decided to go second in Christopher's shoes.
Wow.
And that is quite the interesting decision. Yes, Lunalight historically has been a pretty good deck at going second. With the addition of Liger Dancer, though, it usually has not been anymore. But Christopher, after that losing game one, going first, he's like, yeah, let's not try that again. And in the end, it's Lawrence going first, who has the perfect start.
There's a chance that we got it wrong and Christopher won the first game.
That's possible, maybe.
I don't know. We're gonna...
Nah, I don't think so. This looks very accurate. I think Christopher, actually, I saw the hand motion from Christopher, kind of just indicating, yeah, you got to go first. Okay, Fallen the Virtues and Gold Leo are being revealed.
I think that you just banish one and put the other one at the bottom of the deck, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that you want to have to face the Fallen the Virtues.
No, it's a really tough card to deal with sometimes, especially looking at Lorenz's hand right now.
It is at the bottom.
Too good.
It's at the bottom, of course, and this is the power of the queue. So right now we are going to see a very classic combo from the Kewl Tune player, special summoning the Red Nova, something that we could have done during the last game, but thanks to the Veiler in hand, we're able to perform a full combo without having access to the Red Nova. Special summoning the Rico, exactly, getting access to the quick play spell. So we are gonna just see if Lawrence wants to use it during its own turn or during the next turn, because it can be used as an interaction, which can be pretty cool sometimes.
Yeah, I think you try to keep it for the interaction, because right now it looks like your combo is just rolling. Doesn't necessarily need more extenders there.
And we can see some very good cards, to be honest, in Lawrence's hand. But one of them was specifically designed for going second.
The thing is, against Kewl Tune specifically, they are running so many tuner hand interactions, like Effect Veiler, maybe even Mourner and stuff like that. So sending that kind of a deck first feels so dangerous, right? Because, okay, other decks, they might be siding in all those Molchamis and stuff, but this deck, yeah, they probably are going to be some Molchamis as well, but they have so many other cards as well, which they can still back up their field with.
The thing is that they can also still work with Molchamis because they are non-tuners, so maybe if they build up a good enough field, they can use those level 4 non-tuners to make some out-of-engine synchro monsters.
I mean, you'd have to normal summon them, so that's a bit odd, to be honest, but maybe. The good thing for Lunalight is that Kewl Tune, I mean, the field is good, of course, and it does a lot of things, but it doesn't feel as oppressive as some other decks.
Oh, that's it! Christopher's turn! Look, I mean, you said not that impressive, and Lawrence agrees. Okay. This is going to be the end field that he is providing here. And Christopher shall... Oh.
I think it's case in point, not point in case.
But wait.
Are we still doing something in...
We talked about Branded Fusion in the Draco Tail deck, but hello, there's a Branded Fusion in this Lunalight deck instead.
And we cannot use something like Delta, so if we want to negate it, we need to have something like Ares on the field, which is not the case right now because Lawrence decided to go into a very conservative way, playing the remix. So the Branded Fusion will resolve.
I think this is our way. Oh, the new one, the Shackles. Zalon the Shackle Dragon comes out.
And that's a very good addition, but we've got the Rinbroom. The Rinbroom is such a good card. We usually know the in-graveyard effect, but the on-field effect is actually as good as the graveyard effect. It negates an extra deck monster, and it just sends back another card from the field to the hand.
Yeah.
You can use that on the opponent's cards, but you can also do that on your own cards. And we know that the Lunalight strategy likes to get back their own cards in hand. So
Totally.
we might see some use of that.
All right, so Lawrence now, of course, after that Synchro Summon was performed, wants to still activate his trigger effects there in the graveyard. And Christopher, it looks like Christopher has a healthy amount of spell cards in hand. And I mean, we saw them being on cards like, for example, the Fallen and the Virtuous, and that's just such an easy spot. Like a card that can just go after the one thing you're uncertain of, like maybe just
breakers. Oh, yeah, like
this is
droplet.
huge too, though.
So now we get access to the in-graveyard effect of Wind Broom. Unfortunately, it's only usable during the opponent turn,
exactly.
but it might be some follow-up.
So did he send Fallen of Albus or Fallen of the White Dragon? Because
Fallen of Albus.
All right, yeah, that's much better if you send the Rinbrom to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Just so next turn you can actually... I mean, actually, it doesn't really matter, right? You hold, special summon out Fallen the White Dragon, that summons out Ecclesia, and that's a quick effect as well. So I think in any...
In any case, you get access to...
Yeah.
Okay, so we saw the
Quick fusion.
Call by the Grave, which is activated right now.
I mean, to be fair, he's not even... You would expect him to maybe be on Mirror Jade, but he actually isn't, so...
Maybe it's just the Rinbrom Turbo.
It's the Rinbrom and then maybe the dragon that was the
Oh,
Dartmouth.
that's
such a
the,
good card.
I think
Such a
that's
good target.
the better target
Yeah.
actually right now than the Mirror Jade Dragon, because you just take away 2 monsters from your opponent, get to manipulate their graveyard. And if it
card
gets
is so
removed,
strong.
you will find yourself a Fallen the Virtuous.
Man, I mean, we all knew that
Oh my
Chronicles
goodness.
deck was strong, but like it had
Yeah.
such a meta impact. It's crazy.
Yeah, the card truly is amazing, huh? The double banish of Gold Deo is so tough as well. The deck barely gets to play with this engine. Christopher, of course, is in a good situation to play through the opponent's field, but you also still need to play with your own deck.
Yeah, and that's what I like about the deck. Slowly, little by little, you just take apart the deck of the opponent and you remove some key pieces of the strategy. For now, 2 Gold Leos are banished. Maybe the third one will meet them there.
I'm sure Christopher doesn't want that, but maybe eventually he will have to live that situation.
The thing is, Gold Deo is the best starter for the deck, but it is in no means a necessary combo piece.
Agreed.
Sometimes decks do not work without a particular name or something, for example, like a Kaleido Chick. If you do not have that to send away the Liger Dancer, then it gets much tougher to actually summon out the Liger Dancer.
Okay, everybody at home, clip that as we have used Kewl Tune clip there in the hand to synchro summon right from there. Go into Kewl Tune.
I think this is...
Is that RS? This is RS, right?
Yeah, this is RS. I think this is interesting because he wants to get access to the RS negate right now because he doesn't want something like heavy polymerization.
Okay, once again we hit the Perfume Dancer.
But the problem is that we cannot use then the effect of the Rico in the graveyard, and I think this is something which is really, really important.
Oh, heavy polymerization. That's heavy. That's quite the one to get through.
I think we negate that, right?
You have to negate that. Yeah, it forces the negate.
Yeah, it does.
But
Forbidden Droplet is already out, so we can't change that anymore. Chain that anymore.
do we have something else?
We have something. We have something.
Fallen the
Is it the Fallen of the
Virtuous?
Virtuous?
It
Yeah,
is
it
Fallen
is.
and the Virtuous.
It is.
And of course, RS can only negate on the field. And as we're getting this in the graveyard with Fallen of the Virtuous here, it will not be able to be stopped anymore. Fusion summoning with both monsters from the hand. And of course, a material from the extra deck as that heavy polymerization allows us to... Oh, not only one though. Oh, we're combining.
It is the Liger Dancer. We expected that. We wanted Christopher to finally special summon the Liger Dancer, and here it is on the field. It feels heartbreaking for Lorenz because he invested so much on the RS. He decided to do the synchro summon and to give up on the Rico's effect, but he didn't negate anything with the RS, and the heavy polymerization resolved.
And now Christopher is throwing a little bit of salsa on the dance floor on the feature match stage, because we are Liger dancing all the way into the next round, possibly. Liger Dancer is activating the effect, and Lorenz already says, here, I'm already halfway packing up my cards, because this is going to definitely resolve. I have nothing against this card. Luckily enough, Liger Dancer is not an OTK in itself. It has 3,800 attack points, can attack twice. That is, Basti, quick math.
Over 7,000, right?
Correct, yeah.
Gotcha.
Good. Hey, that
bad,
wasn't a trap. I wanted to give you a moment to shine.
It always kind of is with you, really.
I know. But today is Valentine's Day. You know, I want to show you my love.
Thank you.
That's
okay,
beautiful.
Fallen and the Virtues in the end phase now, of course. That is why this combination of cards is so good. It always replaces itself. It has done the job, and it will be able to do the job again.
This is gonna be it, in my opinion. I don't see the Kewl Tune deck just try to get back in the game because, I mean, you're gonna have something very, very, very hard to face. You're gonna have the Fallen Virtues. On top of that, you have the Liger Dancer, which is a very hard task to deal with.
Do you even have an out?
No.
Okay, in engine, Kewl Tune doesn't have an out. So let's see what Lorenz is going to try and do with the situation.
Okay, what you can do is just putting 2 Loudness War on the field, and then they are not being able to get destructed by card effects. But apart from that,
well, that's quite the unfortunate pickup there, because we must have drawn the Magnamut there, right? Otherwise, surely we would have used it on the Albion in the end phase or before the end phase, trying to make sure that the Fallen and the Virtues is not there anymore. But now we have to do it on our own turn.
I mean, the thing is, the Liger Dancer can still attack over the Loudness Walls,
yeah,
right?
he can.
All right, because otherwise I would have said, hey, you can
I
just...
told you, there is no out.
Yeah,
This is something like...
you could have stalled and then banished the cards from the opponent's deck the entire time and then deck out them.
Like
but,
Runic, for example.
Yeah, but you can just attack over them. That's a very easy solution to this not so huge problem, as I now realize.
Maybe you can have some equip spells that boost the defense.
Yeah.
Something,
Sure enough, but Lorenz so far is still confident in his ability to maybe still make it happen. Sends the Dragon that was the Dogma to the graveyard there for the Fallen and the Virtuous. And I mean, Lorenz, is just picking up the cards. Lorenz was so confused by Christopher's move in game 2 that he sent him first, but he's now questioning himself to maybe go second as well. Surely not, right?
I thought the same thing.
No, he's never doing that.
He's too cool for that.
For the third time of this duel, Lorenz is going to go first, which is something that we usually don't see.
I mean, game 1, Christopher went first.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, but there is the Molchami Fuvalos. Finally something maybe on Christopher's side to lower what the Kewl Tune deck can do here. That should lower the output of the deck significantly.
Totally, absolutely. And I mean, this is pretty hard, to be honest, because you cannot really do a half field. You can do a remix or something like that,
Honestly,
but that's not enough.
Your entire field is a half field. Let's be honest. You end on 2 Synchro monsters.
That's hard. That's very hard.
I mean, they're lowering the volumes a lot there, though.
I mean, that's why you are able to play so many fantastic hand interactions, right? Because your deck does not have that much engine, so it plays a little bit like a deck that I love so much, the Salamangreat deck, right?
We're trying to fixing...
Don't put up the craziest field.
Now you're comparing apples to bananas, Bo. Salamangreat is not a synchro deck at all, my friends.
Which one is the banana?
Well, you can choose.
Okay.
But okay, we have now given the first draw, of course, with our first Synchro Summon, and I'm not sure. I think...
it's going to be a second draw.
That
but this is a very good card. Yeah, the Naturia Woes Reap, which is not only for Lunalight, but also for something like Radiant Typhoon, of course.
I mean, it only makes sense, right? Last time we've been here in Dortmund for that YCS in 2023, Rika was the deck that took it all down in the end, and that card, of course, was also in the side deck there very often, so only fair that it returns.
But there's one card in the format that I love just so much. Fallen and the Virtuous. It's such a flexible card, and it's an immediate out to cards like this. Usually before this incredibly flexible card. Yeah.
Hold on. Dominus Impulse is being used here, so he could have maybe prevented the Rose Whip, actually, but...
Did not want to.
But maybe Christopher didn't expect the Rose Whip, or maybe he had something like an out, like the Fallen Virtues, like you said just before. The problem is that you can only activate 1 spell and trap, so if you negate it with RS...
that's what I was thinking.
I mean, you cannot do anything against it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the RS is not on the field yet.
No, because we had the Impulse, which is such a good card.
Really, really strong play by Christopher. That is a heavy polymerization. Resolve that!
Only allowed to activate 1 spell and trap card per turn, but if the 1 is a heavy polymerization, I think you're quite fine as Liger Dancer hits the field once again.
Hey, put the materials in the back first, yeah?
Yep.
I mean, he was very excited to play this card, and it is such a good card. I think it might just be it, because as we just said, we want to prevent the opponent from special summoning the Liger Dancer.
How easy was that, Barcode? How easy was that, huh?
I mean, bro, I did not expect that, to be honest. Heavy polymerization.
What's the best card in the deck you didn't expect.
Yeah, such a good card. Such a good card. On top of that, the impulse. The impulse, we did not talk about that, but I think this is one of the best cards of the tournament, and being able to play it in something like Lunalight, I mean, it gives some edge to the deck in this format.
Bye-bye field.
Wow.
Christopher has done it, and basically just any normal summon next to this would do it now already. Foolish Burial certainly can get a monster onto the field eventually.
And now we can activate more spell cards now. Silver out is gonna get us something out. Loren says, yep, go ahead. Gold Leo summoned out. Effect Vader negates the Gold Leo. Okay.
Maybe another Fallen the Virtuous. Okay, no answer. No, Christopher's like, I could just go Battle Phase here, and that is all it takes.